Namaste, beautiful souls. Today's class is a Pitta class, a Pitta balancing class, with a theme of letting it be as it is. So Pitta is a very, it's fire, right? So it's very transformational, alchemic, if you will. But sometimes we need to remember to just allow things to be as they are without trying to force them or push our way into something different, right? So allow this practice to be a calming practice, a practice in patience, and a practice in acceptance. If you have a block, grab it now, because we do have some postures where it will be nice to have around. And when you're ready, I'll meet you on the mat. Find your way to Tadasana at the top of the mat. Take the feet hip distance apart, toes facing directly in front of you. Roll the shoulders back and down, close the eyes, and bring the hands to prayer at heart center. Just taking a moment here to allow the mind to still, allow the body to still. Allow the attention to turn inward. Notice what your internal landscape looks like or feels like today. Perhaps make the intention now, or set the intention now, to notice your internal dialogue throughout this practice. Notice if you have a tendency to wish to speed things up, maybe to sweat a little more, to move a little faster, a little stronger. Or maybe you notice frustration, anger, irritability rise up. Take the time to notice these emotions as they arise, and these thoughts as they flow through the brain. But allow them to flow without attaching to them. Simply notice them as they come up. Take a deep breath in. Open the mouth, release. Inhale, swoop the arms up to the sky. Clasp the hands above the head. Exhale, side bend to the right. Press down through that left foot. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, over to the left. Lengthening through both sides of the body. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, bend the knees, forward fold. Bend the left leg now. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Right arm reaches to the sky. Twist. And release. Other side, bend the right leg. Inhale, left leg straightens. Left arm reaches to the sky. And release. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Step it back, plank. And bring the belly to the mat. Inhale, cobra. Press through the tops of the feet and the hip points. Exhale, release. Press it back to child's pose. Let the back of the neck, Lower back widen. The forehead sink into the mat. Inhale, rock forward to tabletop. Bring the knees a little bit farther back from the hips, and then allow the hips to fall to the right. Let gravity take over. Notice the stretch in the right side body, maybe a little bit in the left obliques as well. And over to the left. Noticing the stretch in the outer hip. Back to center, downward facing dog. Take the time for stillness here in our downward facing dog. Let the breath lengthen. The heels sink towards the mat. Press through the index finger and the thumb. Inhale, come onto the toes, bend the knees, look between the hands. Exhale, walk your way to the front of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, swoop the arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands to prayer at heart center. And pause. Notice the body, notice the breath, notice the mind. Inhale, swoop the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend the left knee, reach the right arm up, twist. And release. Other side. Left arm reaches to the sky, stack the shoulders, straighten the left leg. And release. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step it back to plank. Drop the hips slowly to the right, just a little bit, and to the left. And to the right, and to the left. Allow gravity to hold you in that pause. To the right, to the left. And back to center. Bring the belly all the way to the mat. Take the hands wider than the mat now, fingertips down, palms tented, elbows up towards the sky. Press through the tops of the feet. Inhale, lift. A wide armed cobra. Relax the shoulder blades down the back. Really engage the legs. And release. Press it back to downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step the foot between the hands. Inhale, right arm up, easy twist. Left leg is straight. Bend through the right knee, shoulders stack on top of each other. And reach up and overhead, palm facing down. And plant the palms, step it back, plank, belly to the mat. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, release. Downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step it through. Press the right heel away from you. Inhale, left arm reaches up. Right leg is straight, left leg is bent. Twisting along the spine, stack the shoulders. So right hand is directly underneath the shoulder. Best you can. Reach up and overhead. And plant the palms. Step it back, plank. Belly down. Take the hands as wide as the mat now. Inhale, wide-armed cobra. Press through the hip points and the feet, kneecaps lifted. Relax the shoulders. Open across the collarbones. And release it back down. Downward facing dog. And pause here for 5 breaths. Long and full. Slow it down even more. Release the head, release the back of the neck. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step the foot between the hands. Take the left hand directly underneath the shoulder. Inhale, right arm lifts. Engage the core. Lift up into high lunge with a twist. Open armed, wide armed twist. Take the right hand down the left thigh. Reach the left arm up and over. Get a little deeper. Straighten through that back leg. Smile. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, hands to prayer. Take a moment to feel into the body. Once again, noticing where your mind goes, where your breath goes. Plant the palms, step it back to plank. Belly down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, release. Downward facing dog. Inhale, the left leg lifts. Exhale, step it through. Take the right hand directly underneath the right shoulder. Inhale, left arm reaches up. Easy twist. Engage the core. Inhale up. Open arm twist. Straighten that right leg. Engage that right glute maybe. Take the left arm down the right thigh. Reach the right arm up and over. Inhale to center. Exhale, hands to prayer. Notice what's going on. Keep the breath deep, and calm. Plant the palms, step it back, Vinyasa, belly to the mat, wide-armed cobra. To downward facing dog. Five deep breaths. Gaze at the space between the heels. Tailbone points to the top corner of the ceiling. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, set the right foot just behind that right wrist. Drop the left heel down, square the hips best you can towards the front. Bend the right knee. Inhale up, warrior one. Make sure the right knee is stacked over the right ankle. Press down through the left heel. Press the right hip back, left hip forward. Lift out of the pelvic bowl. So notice if you have a tendency to arch your back a lot here, lengthen the tailbone towards the space between the heels. Lightly engage the core. And feel the pose. Press equally into all four corners of that right foot. And now is that time that the block would be super handy. So if you need to grab it and bring it closer, do so. Straighten through the right leg. Maybe hop the left foot in a little bit closer. Take the right hand to the right hip. Bump the booty back towards the back of the room. So hinging the hips forward, belly button comes first. Bring the left hand down onto the block at whatever height feels best to you. Left hand down, square the hips. Inhale, right arm reaches to the sky. Revolved triangle pose. So try not to drop that left hip down too much. Do your best to keep them square. Obviously, it's a little bit easier said than done, but that is why we practice yoga. And let it be what it is. Right? Allow this pose to be whatever it looks like for you, without judgment, without needing it to look or be any certain way. Continue to breathe, lengthen the breath. And release the hand down, intense side stretch. Also a great place for the block if you'd like, or you can bring your hands all the way to the mat now. Again, try to keep the hips as square as you can. No worries, not perfect. Nobody's perfect and nobody wants to be perfect. That's really boring, so just enjoy the stretch. And plant the palms, step it back, flow through a vinyasa. To downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step it through, drop the right heel down. Inhale up, warrior one. Virabhadrasana 1, again, make those adjustments if you need to. Press the right heel down, bend through the left knee, right hip forward, left hip back, trying to square the hips towards the front of the room. So imagine that you have little light bulbs, little headlamps on your headlights on your hips, and you don't want the headlights to be out to the side. You're trying to aim the headlights to the front of the room, front of the mat. Best you can. Lift out of the pelvic bowl, lengthen the torso, reach the arms up into the air perhaps, or hands on the hips. Palms facing each other if they're in the air. And feel your body in the pose. Feel the intricacies. Feel the slight micro adjustments. Feel the body settle in. Straighten through the left leg. Hop the right foot in a little bit closer to square the hips a little bit more. Grab that block. Bump the booty back towards the back of the mat, hinging from the hips. Reach the left arm forward and then take the left hand to the block or to a mat or whatever feels best for you. Try to keep the hips as square as possible and inhale the left arm up, revolve triangle pose. Letting the pose be what it is, wherever you're at in it. Just accepting what is. And release the hands down. Intense side stretch. Continuing to square the hips as best as you can. Left hip presses back, right hip presses forward. And step it back to plank, Vinyasa, wide-armed cobra. To child's pose. Allow the forehead to rest on the mat. Bring the 2 index fingers and 2 thumbs to touch. Inhale, come forward, come to a seat. Take the feet together, soles together. Take the feet a little bit farther away from you than you normally would for cobbler's pose. Great place for a block on the feet. If you would like, bring the forearms down onto the mat underneath the shins, or of course you can always keep the forearms up a little bit higher. You don't have to go down nearly as far. It's really your practice, wherever feels most comfortable for you. And come into a wide cobbler's pose. If you can, gently rest your head on a block or maybe stack some blocks. Palms face up wherever you are to receive, but also so that we're not pressing into the mat in any way. And really just allow gravity to take over here as we sit in this posture for a little bit of time. Continue to lengthen that breath. Continue to notice what kinds of thoughts begin to arise, maybe what kind of emotions or energies. When you're ready, you can slowly make your way back up. The left leg in front of you, swoop the right leg back, set yourself up for pigeon on the left side. Inhale, grow tall on the spine. Exhale, maybe bring the forearms down to the mat, maybe bring your forehead to the block. Continue to really release into the posture. Inhale, walk the hands in. Take a gentle twist to the left. And come into a tabletop, a couple knee circles with that left leg. And we'll set up for the right side. So right leg comes forward, left leg back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold if it's in your practice. Allow the body and the mind to just be where they are right now. Notice if you have felt discomfort in the silence. Lean into that. Know that it is all a practice. Inhale, walk the hands back in. Take a gentle twist over to the right. And then come into tabletop. A couple little hip circles, leg circles. That right leg. And then come to a seat. Gently roll down onto your back. Take the right knee across the left or over the left. Scooch the hips over to the right just a little bit, and then allow both knees to fall to the left. Reach the right arm away to the right. A little bit of a different supine twist. Allow gravity to take over the knees and the shoulders. Make your way back through center. Realign the hips. Take the left knee over the right now. Scooch the hips over to the left a little bit, and then allow the knees to fall to the right. Shoulders stay on the mat. Maybe look over the left shoulder if that feels good for you. Allow gravity to take over the knees. Inhale, make your way back to center. Bring the knees into the chest and draw a few circles with the knees, giving the lower back a little bit of a massage. And other way. And release, draw the knees into the chest. Take a happy baby. Flex the feet towards the ceiling. And take the legs long. Bring the shoulders underneath the heart space. Allow the feet to fall to the left and the right. The hands to fall face up to your sides. Gently draw the chin towards the chest. Lengthen the back of the neck. And really allow your body the space, your mind the space to settle in here to this Shavasana, our final resting pose. Notice if your first instinct is to cut it short, get up and go. Try to fight that instinct and stay here for a few minutes. At least 3 minutes, maybe 5, maybe 10. Stay here for as long as you can because this time is so important. This time in stillness and in silence to reconnect with who you are, to reconnect with your purpose, and to reconnect with Source, the universe, the Creator, whatever you want to call it. And that energy, that soul that permeates each and everything on this planet. So stay here. Don't get up. Don't run on with your day. Stay here for a few minutes. And I'll see you next time with our next class together. Namaste.